Okay, a quick video about comparing these two Smallrig tripods. As I've mentioned, I've been trying to find the best tripod for me, and man, are there so many out there, even by the same company, Smallrig. Smallrig is a great company. Their stuff seems to be all metal and just really a joy to handle, and they all have different functions. And even the way they operate is just such an attractive thing to me. The design is just so great. This is a mini tripod, and it has rubber feet on it. It's meant to be put on a desk. It can be used for mounting lights, whatever you can think of, right? Let's just talk about the capacity to hold. 11 pounds, very, very impressive. The ball head is very smooth and it just lets go. And the moment you clamp down on it, it's very secure. So if you're using a smartphone or for vlogging purposes, this thing was actually made for that. Because there's no center column on the inside, the legs fold in all the way. I think it feels a little heavy, but for temporary vlogging as you walk down the street, this might not be such a bad idea in emergency purposes. It's just a very versatile piece of equipment and very attractive to look at. The corresponding hot magenta type of color accents. It's just such a nice touch, and the aluminum pieces are hollowed out to make as much weightlessness as possible as you can for such a piece of equipment that holds heavy, expensive gear, right? So there's a give and take there. The panning is very nice. The ball head is removable, and of course it can accept other ball heads and accessories, and by twisting this you can go even lower. So very versatile piece of equipment. This one here I want to compare it to because they're the same price. At the time of the video that I'm making this, is about 54 or 52 bucks, around there, and this one was more expensive, obviously. It has foam padding on the sides, which in my other tripods they actually have these as well, and they stayed intact over the years. Depends on how you use them, but it's very heavy duty. In the pictures, as I mentioned in other videos, it looks to be that this part is very flimsy, but up close you can see that it is all metal, and it's very variable depending on where you want to cinch it up. It's completely up to you how you want to do it, and there is no give even out here to the actual piece of metal. It's loose until you clamp it down, and you're not twisting it to make it tight. You're just doing it literally like not even a quarter turn, and it's tight. You know, so it's a very heavy duty piece of equipment. Don't let this size fool you. And I think this also wins in terms of versatility, because while this one has two stands, and yes, you can remove it to add on an extension column, things like that, but you can also do that with this one, right? So the ball head moves. It can hold 13 pounds, heavier than this one, and every pound matters. So the panning is actually very smooth on this head as well, and it can be removed just like this one. So already these, you know, with the legs being able to protrude out and be stable, has this one beat. Not only that, it can go to different, I think 3 different types of stances. Now this only has 2, pitched and very low. So that is very handy. It has adjustable tension on the legs. This one, you can do that. So that has its match. This extension tube here, while it may not have too much give here, you can put an extension tube on top as well as any other accessory, but you can remove this bottom part, as I've showed in other videos, as it comes out, and this bottom tube actually comes down in here. So those of you who are saying, oh, my tripod is better because it doesn't have a center column, sometimes center columns can be good. right? So you want to tighten it down like this. And now you put this cap on top of here, and you screw this to be inverted, and you can get some crazy creative shots this way. And if it's too low, obviously you can raise it up and get different angles. You can get very creative with a setup like this. Can't do that with this one. I mean, if you want to compare these two prices, they serve complete different purposes. This is for the creative videographer, photographer. This one is set more for the vlogger. However, you can set this on your desk and vlog to it that way on a park bench, for example, and have it level to your face. This one you can carry with you. This one's a bit heavy, but you know what? This one isn't all that light either. This head is actually pretty heavy to support 11 pounds. If you were to ask me, the VT-20 beats this thing by miles, and I recommend this due to the price, the reputation that the company has, and the build construction. Let me just get this back to where it was, and I can show you how fast you can do it, and even how it screws back on is just so liquidy smooth. Just the well-machined parts, right? I just don't feel stuff like that given out. Are there other types of tripods? Yes, they're going to be more expensive. Are there other ones that are cheaper that are just as good? That serve its purpose? Yes, but as good as this, I haven't seen it yet. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope there's something for you to consider here. Bye-bye.